I fixed that like 3 times, and it's still not automatically switching back over. So I'm going to have to fix it. Hello, everybody.
Good evening, friends.
Good evening. How are you all?
We hope you're all well. Kate B, we saw your thing about getting COVID. We're so sorry. Please rest up.
So sorry. And congrats on the performance, Rebecca. Well done.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. So, before we get started tonight, we got to have a little chat, okay? So, there is a thing that came out this week. And then there was a response to a thing. And there's a whole lot of conversation going on about a thing. We will not be talking about the thing here tonight. And we would respectfully ask that you don't talk about the thing either. Because there's plenty of space in other places to go and talk about the thing.
By the way, if some of you are confused as to what we're talking about, please feel free to spend a little bit of time online. It will not be hard to find.
And you may DM each other or have conversations in other places about the thing if you would like.
But this is not a thing zone.
This is not
no thingery.
This is not the thing you were looking for. This is a no thing zone. So as new folks come in, if we might need to do a little periodic reminder every once in a while that this is a thing. This sounds so weird. This is not the thing you're looking for. This is an anti-thing area of effect. Exactly. So we're not going to be talking about that. And if people slip up, they will get a gentle reminder. And if they don't respect the boundary that we have drawn about not talking about this thing, you may be asked to leave. So,
but here's the thing. With the other thing, the good thing.
See, that's why we can't call it the thing.
We're pretty sure that's not going to happen because you're really nice people.
And you all want to see Gretchen, and so do we.
Sick of it as we are. So
yeah, exactly. There's the no thing. Please, this is a lovely scarf. It was given to me by a friend. We did a gift exchange, and it's to keep my neck warm because it's cold, but it kind of slips all over the place every once in a while, and I fuss with it. So sorry in advance for all the fussing with it I might do, but it looks nice and it keeps me warm, and it's still all over the place. Naomi is still not in the flesh. Okay, fair enough. The only thing I care about is the snow.
Yeah, yes, we need to talk about the snow.
We don't have any. There's none in Reading. It's just not fair. I got no snow. I'm very unhappy.
I went into London this week because Celestial Navigation
is my favorite
episode
Celestial Navigation is his favorite episode of The West Wing.
It was like a fucking force field. It was like Reading had been under the domed.
No, but Wendy, you're in a valley. It kind of makes sense that you don't necessarily get the snow. But
3 fucking minutes outside town, it looks like frickin' Hogsmeade. Just come on, man. Come on.
But I know you're in the Barbarian North, Wendy. I'm sorry you don't have any snow. I'm sorry I don't have any snow. I'm very upset about it.
You have much better chips. Much better.
So I have no snow, and as a reminder, this is a thing free. The local children built a snowman that peers into the windows. Your local children are innovative, Wendy. Well
Check
done.
to make sure that doesn't move.
Yeah, just take a little peek.
I've seen that episode of Supernatural. I've heard that episode of Fear on 4.
Yes, exactly. So, we've talked about the thing that we are not going to talk about tonight. So now, what are the 3 things that we are going to talk about tonight?
I'm so glad you asked. We do 3 things on this show.
There you go.
The first
You're
one
welcome.
is we do an opening monologue. This is designed to do 2 or 3 things. Firstly, get us warmed up. Secondly, give you some time to get situated. By situated, we mean get comfy, get hydrated, get fed, get medicated if you need to. Make sure your pets are squared away. Make sure your partner's chasing the Roomba with the laser pointer on it, because let's face it,
he would be otherwise, yeah.
Make sure you're somewhere safe. Make sure you're somewhere that you can be happy and relax. And when we're doing a horror game like we are tonight, comfort cuddly toys. For reals, yo.
Yeah, seriously.
Then we will dive into the meat of the episode. The content sandwich, if you will. We shouldn't. Which this week is going to continue to be the truly, truly fantastic Scarlet Hollow Chapter 4.
Which has some...
all of the content warnings.
Very burly content warnings, which we will do a reminder about in advance. Also, the other thing I wanted to say is that the price of Scarlet Hollow as a game will be going up, I believe, next month.
Yes, now is an incredibly good time to buy it.
Yes, if you have not already purchased this amazing game, perhaps put it on your holiday gift giving list, because it will be going up in price later, and it is not going up in price this month. And it would be a very worthwhile support of these fantastic creators.
And also bear in mind, this studio is 2 fucking people wide.
I know.
And a cat. And it's a great cat, in fairness, but still.
Thank you very much, Ducky.
Thank you, Dougie. But if you have the opportunity...
Did you say Dougie?
Ducky.
Sticky, sticky, stick.
Do.
Favorite episode. Gonna get totally lost in my head. Anyway.
And then we'll do some Scarlet Hollow 4, and then we will do a little bit of shenanigans designed to get you out the door to,
to sleepy bed
with happy thoughts in your brain instead of it's coming to eat me.
Yes, precisely. So that is our plan for this evening. A couple of reminders about what's going on in the next couple of weeks, and then we will get started. So the next 2 streams on Sunday the 18th and Wednesday the 21st will be our last streams for the year, because then we will be taking our break for the end of the year holidays. I'm working all the way up until the 23rd, so we are taking our time off after the Xmas date, and into the new year. We will be returning on Sunday the 15th of January and Wednesday the 18th of January, because yours truly is at an all hands virtually the week of the 9th, which is on late US time. So I'm not going to be able to stream on the Wednesday night of the 11th. So we're going to have to push to the 18th. Yeah. Our content next week on Wednesday the 21st is going to be a first for us, in that your amazing stream moderators, Zalia, Wendy, and Ducky, will be playing a TTRPG GM'd by himself over here, as I will be assisting and running the chat and producing and all of that nonsense from the little box in the corner of your screen. We did a tech test tonight. It worked lovely. So we've never done it before. We think we will be playing a holiday RPG that was sent to us on a Christmas card from a friend. The reason I'm not telling you the game yet is we haven't heard back from them if we have permission to run it. And if not, we will be doing some of the other fantastic one-sheet RPGs available.
There was a fantastic book put out about a year ago, edited by a guy called James D'Amato, which is just 40 one-sheet tabletop RPGs. And
one of them is party planning.
One of them is party planning in zero gravity.
In zero gravity.
Another one is Pig at the Wedding, which is the Grant Howlett one, which is just there's a pig at the wedding.
Is that like there being a horse in the hospital?
Yeah, okay. Do something.
Yes, okay.
There's that one. Ben and Sasha have one in there.
Yeah.
Several very good friends of ours from other elements of the world have stuff in there. It's a lovely book.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if you don't play, but you just like the shape of games and how they make your brain feel, it's one of those.
Yeah. So that will be next week. We're going to get started promptly at 10. There will be no monologue. There will be a hi, remember us, this is what we're here to do, and you won't need any shenanigans because you're going to be laughing.
This is going to be shenanigans all the way down.
Exactly. So bring your cuddly toys, your fleeciest pajamas, your Christmas headwear if you have it, and do join us for some nonsensical, wonderful, lighthearted end of the year.
This will be the second time this decade I have GM'd something.
Oh, we got to work on that. Also, I think I got to check with Ducky, but I think we will also have our end of the year wrap-up video as well for afterwards. Wrap-up video. So stick around afterwards if that's good to go, and it'll be a nice, fun conclusion to the stream as we all say, "We love you, man." I go to bed. And on that note,
Nate, could you?
Yeah, exactly.
Shenanapalooza, indeed.
Shenanapalooza, indeed.
Tonight's opening monologue, may I?
Oh yes, yes you may.
Tonight's opening monologue is "How I Got Fin-Domed by the Moon in Mars Horizon" by Nate Houseband Crowley. Content warnings for animal death, gross food, references to fetishes, space, swearing, violence, and Nate's brain.
The subtitle of this particular article is "Astronomical Songs."
Oh, here we go.
Which is lovely. So why don't I'll do the title, then you can start us in.
Okay.
How I Got Fin-Domed by the Moon in Mars Horizon. Astronomical sums.
Mars Horizon is a much more cunning creature than it seems at first. When I played its demo last year, I thought it was a splendid little management sim about the space race, albeit with the words splendid and little arranged like the wheels of a penny farthing.
Okay.
It seemed a bit simple, if I'm honest, with the potential to be a pretty linear walkthrough of the history of space exploration.
But I have since been proven wrong, as comprehensively as flat earthers were on December 7th, 1972. I still think the game would benefit from a more lax approach to counter historical material. Let me build a rocket powered by nuclear bombs, you cowards!
Of course, he knows about Project Eagle.
But despite keeping you close to reality, it gets a lot deeper as it goes on and offers some masterfully balanced strategic dilemmas. Indeed, just like in a film where an unassuming training instructor karates the face off a macho braggart, Mars Horizon has taught me a valuable lesson about underestimation. The way I learned this lesson was by bankrupting myself on the moon.
It all started so well for the Walsall Space Agency. We were the first in the world to launch a satellite into space. Then we chucked a hound up there. Then a lady. And I mean, the hound didn't make it, but the lady did. And so the WSA, in the year of our Lord, 1960, the West Midlands was at the undisputed forefront of the final frontier.
This is a piece of piss, I thought, as I selected the obvious best option at every decision point. Of course I'll build the best rocket. Click. Of course I'll pay to fix this ominously damaged system before we launch. Click. No expense shall be spared for these brave men and women from the Black Country.
Because I'd played games like this before, I thought I knew the drill. You probably know it too. Risks are underplayed dramatically when first foreshadowed, so that idiots will leap at cheap wins like a wolverine into a carrier bag of ham. Only to face the consequences later when things get out of hand. Thinking myself wise to these pitfalls, I took the sober, sensible route at every turn. And of course, I ploughed resources into research too, because scrambling up the tech twee is always how you win at these things.
But 10 years later, at the dawn of the 1970s, the tables had turned. At Bloxwich
Mission Control.
The WSA's top brass sat glumly and ate their pies as China, the USSR, and then Japan launched crewed moon landings one by one. Meanwhile, our world-beating booster system, Big Bloke 2.0, was still lying half-finished in a shed because we couldn't afford a launch pad big enough to assemble it upon.
That was when I learned that the moon isn't just a harsh mistress in Mars Horizon. She's a bloody fin-dom. I'd thrown everything at my version of the Apollo program, but it had proved to be a financial bridge too far. And while I had been desperately trying to make it work, other agencies had quietly built themselves up on more humble missions. We made it in the end, of course, but since nobody really cared who was fourth to the moon, the WSA never really recovered from that loss of momentum.
You know how I could have pulled it off? By cutting corners. By accepting a marginally higher risk of explosions. By condemning a few more of Dudley Zoo's chimps to the uncaring void. I could have eased off the throttle in the 50s and started accruing unsexy long-term infrastructure bonuses, rather than slamming through the early milestones as if my scientists had been working with guns to their heads. Turns out, I had been the Wolverine, and my bag of ham had gone rotten before I'd been able to guzzle it all.
I'm not frustrated by this, as I thoroughly deserved it. I was a victim with a very specific hubris of thinking I knew how to avoid hubris. And in tripping me up like this, the game was saying two really interesting things.
The first thing was that risk mitigation will only get you so far from the surface of the Earth. Space is so insanely dangerous, after all, that if you do everything necessary to make it safe, you'll have no cash left to actually get there. You can't make an ISS without breaking a few Ariane 5s, after all, and Mars Horizon does a great nuanced job of exploring how risk works for space agencies.
The second thing was...
You made a game about risk management? Okay, I'll play now.
The second thing was a reminder that head starts don't always last. To me, one measure of a well-designed management or strategy game is its ability to prevent early wins from snowballing into inevitable victory. Winning stops being fun when you know you can't lose. And Mars Horizon manages to keep things permanently precarious in a way that even giants like the Civ series struggle with.
Next time I play, I won't be complacent in the early game. I'll forgo a few world firsts for the sake of later successes and ease off on the research. But at the same time, I will be complacent, at least a little bit. when it comes to safety. I'll risk my rockets and chance my chimps. I will fuck around, as they say, and find out. And that, Auroch Digital, is why you should totally let me make rockets powered by nuclear bombs, okay?
All right, we need to talk about this real quick, because there are two things in there which tell me that Nate has done a significant amount of research for this article. The first one is a reference to Ariane 5s. These are the primary lifting vehicle for the European Space Agency. Hit the button. The heavy cargo rockets. They're notable, if I remember correctly, for being one of the very few rockets which aren't actually a nuclear missile in a hat that says peace. A couple have blown up. It's a whole thing. The nuclear bomb gag, and I'm only coming back to this because you mentioned it twice. He fucking started it. This is actually one
It's your fault, Nate.
This is on you. This is actually something which was very, very seriously looked at in the 1960s. I'm going to describe some technology to you, and you are going to tell me, you're going to laugh, you're going to think I'm taking the piss. I'm not. Project Daedalus rockets would not have a meaningful engine. They would have a plate called a pusher plate. This is armor. That's very important. With a hole in it.
Armor with a hole in it. That's
Behind
totally
the hole
secure.
is a big holster of nuclear weapons. So you get the thing to orbit, or ideally you assemble it in orbit, and you get everyone, an astronomical unit and some blue touch paper away. And you open the hole, you drop the first nuclear weapon out of it. And about here, you blow it up. Shockwave hits the pusher plate, and the Project Daedalus rocket takes off. This is one of those things that all comes
It's like dropping a drop of vinegar into baking soda, and the bubbles up from it is what pushes the plate.
Stitch, you have it absolutely right. This was the world's first grenade jump.
Yes.
And the idea was, if you made the nuclear reaction small enough, so you could push like 70...
Can we pause for a second here? If you make the nuclear reaction small enough...
How big can it be? So you push enough of these little pellets, they were called pellets, isn't that cute? Like an owl pellet made of death, out of the back of your rocket and detonate them fast enough.
No! You can't talk about dropping pellets out the back of your rocket! No!
You could get up to something, not FTL, but something pretty fucking fast. Now, as near as I can tell...
It's little toots! It's little rockets!
It's a poot rocket. It's Project Pootalus. Yeah. Now, there are two major issues, as I understand it, why Project Daedalus rockets have never been made. The rocket is pooping death, you are correct. The first one is, as near as I can tell, no one ever actually worked out how you slow it down.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
Throwing nukes out the back is fine. Throwing them out the front,
not so much.
And the second is, at some point, and I would have killed to have been in this meeting, at some point, the guy was making the pitch and someone went, so it throws nuclear bombs out the back. Yeah.
Aren't we out the back?
How many? Oh, about 100.
I mean, isn't Earth out the back?
So it's in orbit, yeah? Where all the satellites are. And I just have this image of the guy like... And then just a very quiet, very, very gentle, and yet completely venomous under the breath.
Oh.
Do you need a minute, Jeff? Yeah, I do. That'd be great.
Okay, and that's it for Jeff's pitch. We'll now take a short recess so the rest of us can stop laughing.
So, non-nuclear death fart rockets.
Okay.
Next
on the agenda. Oh my.
Pooping death. Oh, Kessler. I fucking love Kessler syndrome. Kessler syndrome is the scariest thing in the world. Okay, hit the button again. Stitch, please feel free to tag in on this if I'm getting this wrong. Kessler syndrome. Have you seen?
This is your last one.
Have you seen Gravity? Kessler syndrome is what happens in Gravity. Something blows up in space. All the bits go everywhere. There's a lot of other shit in space. The moment the bits hit one of the other things,
it makes the other bit move too.
And explode. So suddenly you have a bomb with a bomb with a bomb. It's like a shrapnel party.
It's like the things you try to do in Candy Crush, like where you set off one, where it sets off another one, where it sets off another one. So that thing they did in Gravity, where a bunch of those happened, and then all of that stuff just tried to synced up and started destroying everything in orbit. Yeah, that's legit.
Yes, and that's the terrifying thing. It's a sphere. It is a death sphere.
Yeah. You basically render space flight unusable until it all burns off or crashes into the earth or goes flying off into other things.
There is a fantastic manga and anime series, and I'm going to butcher its name, called Planetes, or possibly Planetes. And that's about 4 idiots in a space truck in low Earth orbit cleaning up garbage. But I played a superhero character once who was going to get FTL, and that was what she was going to do with it, is clean garbage out of space. One of the big plots in the second half of it is a terrorist organization who think we should never have left the planet and who are triggering a Kessler event. And the idea is they're essentially going to barricade us under a rotating orbit of doom. Oh, great. They're going to trap us in here. Yes. On the rotating dune pile. That sounds fun. It's delightful. I love science. Science is fucking great. Let's play a game. Well, actually, I think this is actually a very good place for us to take a short little ad break, folks. If you're new to the stream, how Twitch runs ads has changed over the last couple of weeks. We have a lot more visibility into it and more control about where it runs and how we incorporate it into our content so as to not do things like drop you in an ad in the middle of our gameplay. So we are going to take a quick little break here. This is a good chance for you to, if you realize, oh, you don't have a drink, or you need a snack, or the dog needs to go out and the cat needs to come in. This is an excellent 2 minutes for you to do that. A job interview tomorrow. Best of luck for it. Have a good night. Now you've made me dredge Salvage 1 out of memory. All right, so if we're going to go to an ad break, and if you're not at the ad break, you can listen to Alistair dork at Wendy about whatever the heck Salvage 1 is. We'll be right back. Fucking hell, Salvage 1. Let me just refresh. Alistair says Andy Griffith was in Salvage 1? Yep. Oh, yeah. Set aboard a spaceship called the Vulture, made completely from reclaimed salvage. Main body was a Tesco gasoline semi-trailer tank truck with a cement mixer as the capsule. Wow. Oh, yeah. It was a hell of a thing. Scrambled eggs are always good for a I don't feel good dinner, especially if you've already had toast and, the obligatory light soda on your tummy. Yes. Saltine crackers are another good one. I like apple slices or bananas, but that's me. Apple slices are just a good general one. Yeah. Salvage 1 had a very good theme tune. It did have a good theme tune. Don't sing it. I wouldn't dare. Okay. So we've got about a minute and a half left on the ad break, everybody, so... Quick, any other bad... Oh, speaking of bad space movies coming up, have you all seen the trailer for 65? Let me just say this. Adam Driver, being a dad, with abs, and a space gun. Go watch the trailer. At our next ad break, watch the trailer for 65. That is going to be a ridiculously dorky, wonderful movie that we'll just have such a great time with. There is a design beat in there that made me very happy as well, because the ammo counter on his gun decreases away from him. Oh. And I just found that incredibly amusing, because how is this practically useful? It's not. Does it look cool? Fuck yeah, it does. Let's do that. So it's going to be it's going to be a game, and that's the HUD indicator in the game. Yes. Yes. I've just seen a post that reads, Spaceship One. Yes, exactly. Right. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna... Oh, hey, we have... Get your headphones? We have 30 seconds left. Just enough time for me to point and laugh at Dear Moon. If you want a genuinely good time, read up on the Dear Moon project.
Dear Moon?
And then read up on Mask of the Red Death. Because if Dear Moon goes ahead, Mask of the Red Death's going to happen on the dark side of the moon.
Oh, this is that whole bunch of rich people get to go up in space. And
Yeah.
Sure, that couldn't possibly go wrong.
Live streamed spacey murder. It's going to be fucking great.
Live stream space murder sounds like exactly what should happen to people with more money than sense. Sounds perfect. All right, we're going to get our headphones together. And then we're going to go back.
And
welcome back.
We're live.
Okay. Do I need both of these? There we go. Right here. No, I don't think I need both of these. I'll just choose one for now. That should be enough. Okay, folks, welcome back. We are going to get set up with the game over here. What are you doing?
It's left me now.
Has it?
No.
Well, one could hope. Right. As a reminder, you want to scoochie on over here a little bit?
Yeah, because I'm like, no.
There we go.
Hold on.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't have the game audio on right yet. There we go.
We don't have the game audio on right yet.